Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency market this Sunday as Bitcoin's weekly candle is closing in less than 45 minutes, and we are currently sitting below 32,000 US dollars, below the 50-week moving average, which we've only tested twice. Now, being the second time we're testing this level, are we going to see the new weekly candle open and Bitcoin step into the elevator to see a potential downside scenario that could take us towards this market structural support at 28,000 US dollars and potentially even wick below this level down to this $26,000 to $20,000 range? I want to talk about this potential scenario because today is a very important day. The DXY and futures markets are open, which means we're going to start seeing institutional participation in the market. Notice how the DXY is above 92.62. I want to talk about what I'm watching here because if we breach this candle high of 92.845, that could signal that the DXY is making a move to 93.82. This right here, as we've been watching here on the Snipers channel, could certainly cause traditional markets and Bitcoin to take the elevator. I want to talk about what I'm also watching with the revolving parts in the cryptocurrency market, like Bitcoin dominance, others dominance, of course, the total cryptocurrency market cap, and then Ethereum. Notice how we are below 1980 with today's daily candle low at 1877, and it looks like Ethereum wants to come and test 1760 for a fourth time. If you knock on a door multiple times, what typically happens? The door opens. Are we going to also see Ethereum open a new weekly candle and see its price push into this range of 1760 to the previous all-time high at 1440? That's certainly on the table since Bitcoin is below 34,788. We know that's the major level that we have failed to get towards now that the 50-day moving average is sitting at 34,788. The question is this new weekly candle going to cause a move to test the 50-day moving average where we have the monthly open and this $34,788 level, or is the elevator going to get taken? That's what we're going to look at today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel on a Sunday. Remember to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. We're trying to hit 100,000 snipers on this channel. We're already at 45,000. First, I want to look at what's happening here to Bitcoin. So as we talked about over the last few days, between 35,000 and 26,000 is the range that we're playing in. This is the game field. Here's the touchdown for the upside. Here's the touchdown for the downside. And here is our field of play. And the reason it's like that is because there's a lot of volume and resistance above 34,788, and there's also a lot of volume support below 26,000. But in between is a pass-through zone. And anytime we're below 35,000 and above 30,000, Bitcoin can float for as long as it wants. We've seen many altcoin opportunities during this time, but today could be a momentous day. That looked like a burger. The reason today is important is because the weekly candle is about to reset. We're going to see a new weekly candle open, and I had to get this update to you guys because here's the thing. We are below this 50-week moving average, struggling to get above 32,000. We may open a weekly candle right now below the 50-week moving average. That would be the first time that we're opening a candle below the 50-week moving average, especially if we're not at that $32,000 level when this new weekly candle opens in 41 minutes. That could be a sign that we're going to see Bitcoin test lower prices, and we need to monitor this $30,000 level because, you know, up until that $30,000 level, we're most likely not going to see volume, and therefore the bears will take their time until 30,000 to really start to actually show what type of sell pressure they want to bring into the order books. And so we need to monitor this $30,000 level right now. If we see 30,000 come into play, now the scenario of us seeing volume come into the order books to push us down and for the market to discover how the reaction is going to be to these lower prices is going to be a lot more likely. 28,000 is that first level of support, as you guys know that have been tuned in the channel, and then potentially have those buy limits at 26,000, 24,000, and 20,000, because if we see enough sell pressure, we could see a wick down to these lower levels and then immediately come back into this market structural resistance to possibly crawl our way back towards this 50-day moving average over the more medium term. I think that's still the most likely downside scenario right now for Bitcoin. And of course, with the upside, if this new weekly candle opens and we can start moving towards this $34,788 level, then we can start talking about an upside scenario. And here's the thing. When Bitcoin is just taking the ladder right now, either one of these scenarios could happen within an instant. We could see a lot of buy volume come in to test this 50-day moving average, or we could just start seeing a lot of sell volume come in to breach 30,000. So we really have to be careful between 35,000 and 30,000. As you guys know, it's a dangerous game to be playing in this floating zone for Bitcoin, especially now that we're so overextended into this consolidation. And when it comes to Ethereum, I want to talk about what I'm watching here, because below 1980, we do have these several levels of support. Remember, we have the London hard fork here on August 4th. That's when it's scheduled to be due. Of course, that's all going to be dependent on how the mining goes. But right now, you can see the daily candle looks like it wants to have this bearish tail to retest 1760. Since this is the fourth time that we're testing this level, I think patience would be the name of the game here as well, because if we can get down towards these lower areas between 1700 and 1440, these could be some prime opportunities. Notice how this range, percentage-wise, is about a 20% range. That would be a solid area to get entries into Ethereum, at least for the first retest. You know, once we start to see 1760 get retested, if we do get down to this $1,500 level, then we can determine whether or not we want to hold those positions. We'll see if we can see some strength to see continuation of the upside. But I do believe the London hard fork is going to be a catalyst for Ethereum. We want to monitor this because the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is certainly bullish. Altcoins are the best revolving parts in this market right now, and I'll talk about that when we look at others' dominance. And notice with this Ethereum to Bitcoin chart camping out this 100-day moving average, it would be fine for us to come down or even come back up here. Regardless, we're bullish in the more macro term. And so that's what I'm watching here. I think the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart can be a leading indicator for some of these other altcoins. Now, the total cryptocurrency market cap chart, we're just sliding down here, wanting to come back to test $1.13 trillion. We have the $1 trillion big even here. The thing is, with this market, we've seen a reallocation of capital move away from a lot of the meme coins, the hype coins, a lot of the coins that just were kind of after Ethereum, you know, Doge and all of those, into the more fundamentally sound coins like Ethereum, Cardano, and so forth. So we've seen this total cryptocurrency market cap just kind of slide down, but I don't believe we're going to get below 1 trillion. And if we do, I think it's going to be very fast. And that's why I still believe that if we see a downside scenario, it's going to happen fast, because I think the cryptocurrency market has matured. It's already breached 2 trillion. When Apple and Microsoft broke $1 trillion in market cap, did they ever come below it? No, they continued to grow. So when something breaks $1 trillion, especially when it breaks 2 trillion, it's already proven itself in many ways and many fashions. And so that's why I think the total cryptocurrency market cap chart won't stay below 1 trillion for too long if we see any sort of downside scenario play out. And then others' dominance, the only revolving part right now above this 200-day moving average, comfortably sitting at this market structural support level. If we start to see the down or upside scenario play out for Bitcoin, we need to monitor this 200-day moving average. We have yet to say that altcoin season has finished because we haven't gotten confirmation below the 200-day moving average. If we can continue to see upside above 12%, regardless of what Bitcoin does up or down, then this could just have been a bullish flag after altcoin season started to continue further up, because this is a very different season than altcoin season in 2017. And we know this is a major level that we've broken. So that's what I want to monitor here for the others' dominance chart. Of course, I talked about that yesterday. The 200-day moving average is key. And then Bitcoin dominance just still kind of camping out here. I think that we'll see a move here if Bitcoin makes its decision between 30 and 35,000, which could happen in less than 40 minutes because this new weekly candle is opening. So I had to get this update to you guys, and this is what I'm watching. I'm going to keep it very simple. We're not going to look at gold and oil in the S&P 500 today. We'll look at those tomorrow, but we need to monitor this DXY. We're going to start seeing institutions place their bets. This is going to give us an idea of where they want capital. This candle high here at 92.845 is key. If we get above that, that could signal volatility and a continuation to the upside for the DXY. That could be a confirmation that we're going to see some downside in other markets. As we know, there's a negative correlation or an opposite correlation between the DXY and traditional markets and other assets. So that's what I'm monitoring for the DXY. And I appreciate each and every one of you snipers tuned into our channel. I cannot wait to see what happens here in the next 40 minutes. I'm going to be tuned in, of course, watching the charts in the Discord as always. And I want to give away one of my favorite books on value investing to one of you tuned into our snipers channel here. If you want to win this book, comment below and smash the like button. OG Crypto says, I've been having this cup of coffee for too long. Send me a message on Instagram, brother. Thank you for your long-time support on the Snipers channel. You won a book. And with that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Happy Sunday to all. I can't wait to see what happens to the charts. And then tomorrow we'll cover the rest of the market. Until next time, Snipers